So I recently published an article about an announcement by the Temple Institute in which they said that none of the 4 remaining red heifers in Shiloh that were brought over from Texas are suitable for the red heifer ceremony. And this caused a bit of consternation. I want to clarify, I was not making any decisions or final judgments. That is entirely in the hands of Rav Azaria Ariel and the other rabbis from the Temple Institute who make that final decision. But I also was not trying to say anything that might upset or denigrate what Boneh Israel did, especially my dear friend Byron Stinson. I have taken every opportunity I can to thank him, to acknowledge the enormous thing that he did for Am Yisrael, for the nation of Israel. It was enormous. It was at huge personal expense, at huge expense of Christians. It was not a simple task, and he pulled it off. And I'm not trying to say to negate what they did or to cancel out what they did. It was huge. It was huge, and it woke up the world. It shook the world. At the same time, as the reporter for Israel 365 News, reporting on Geulah, on the redemption process, I had to write what the Temple Institute announced, and that's what I did. I don't think no more and no less. And that's precisely what they said. And until this moment, I have been very careful to quote Rav Azaria Ariel. Until now, he said that it could not be said that we had a kosher red heifer. He did not say until now that the heifers are not suited. But now the Temple Institute did say that. I have occasionally noted that the Temple Institute is not always clear in its communications. They're involved in a unprecedented process, a huge process, and it's difficult. So if they occasionally are not clear in their communications, that's understandable. That being said, I'm a huge believer in apologies. I'm a huge believer in saying I was wrong, because saying I'm wrong means I learned something new. I don't think I was wrong in this case because I faithfully reported the news. But I'm also a huge believer in apologizing when a friend is hurt. And I sincerely hope that Byron Stinson still considers me a friend. He is a very special, very dear man. And I did not intend to hurt him. If he got hurt, I apologize deeply. That was absolutely not my intention. That being said, like I said before, I had to report the news faithfully. And that's what I did. If we find out that they're not all unsuited, I'll report that as well. I will always acknowledge the huge thing that Boneh Israel did, and I think when the heifers arrived in Israel, Rav Yisrael Ariel, a huge tzaddik, a huge light to the generation, he said something he's never said before. He said that the heifers had to come to Israel specifically through a joint effort of Christians and Jews together. No one's ever asked him what he meant by that, but it shocked everyone that he said that. He's not interfaith. He's not kumbaya. That was coming from a very deep place, and I believe it was true. So the point of this video is the Temple Institute did make that announcement. If I find out that it was inaccurate, I'll report that as well. I did not intend to hurt my dear friend Byron Stinson. I did not intend to denigrate what he did. Also, there seems to be an impression that I reported that the Temple Institute or Jewish organizations paid in part for the transportation of the heifers, which was a huge expense. And I don't believe I wrote that because I know that to be not true. It was all on Bona Israel. It was at their expense and a huge effort and really time-consuming and difficult process, spearheaded by Byron Stinson. So I apologize for hurting Byron's feelings. It was the farthest thing from anything I intended to do. I apologize if I was not clear, but I really had to report what the Temple Institute said. And as I said, if I find out differently, I'll report that as well. Thank you very much. Christians and Jews coming together is not a simple process. There's bound to be misunderstandings. I always say it's like when you have two people wearing headphones dancing together and they're listening to different music, then they're bound to step on each other's toes. And I think that's an analogy for what we're doing. Jews and Christians coming together. Bringing the Geula is not a simple process. There's going to be a lot of surprises, both pleasant and unpleasant, certainly unexpected things, unanticipated things. And I think that's what we're seeing, and even misunderstandings. So I'm a strong believer in what we call in Hebrew Darkei Noam, which means the ways of the nice ways, especially since the reason why the temple was destroyed was because of sinat chinam, because of causeless or free hatred between people. And I think to bring the temple, we have to fix that, and we have to have exceptional love and caring for each other. And I'm hoping that this is the message I can give off over to Byron. I'm trying to talk to him. He's in America, so this is like, it's difficult. It's difficult. Byron, be blessed. I love you. You're doing amazing things. Please forgive me if I did anything wrong. It was not my intention. And for anyone who's doesn't have clarity, the final word will be in the hands of the Temple Institute, the rabbis who have been studying this issue for over 20 years. And I have great faith in them. And they are the ones who make the final decision. And if they're not performing the ritual, it's because not everything is in place. When everything is in place, they will absolutely do it. God willing. And may it be soon, and may it be in our lifetime, and may we all merit to see the light of redemption. Thank you all so much.